how to discover your earning talent in 10 minutes and become a millionaire. Why should you watch this video? Every day, a huge number of people bury their talents trying to earn money in areas where they have absolutely no talent. And this is a dead-end path. Today, I will give you a step-by-step plan on how to avoid this and how to learn to make money. The problem for most people is that they do not focus on what is their strong trait or their strong side. I have a saying about this. The size of your margin or the price of your services depends on the degree to which your uniqueness is unpacked. The more you have unpacked your uniqueness, the higher the price you can ask for your services. And the problem with people is, firstly, they don't know how to focus, and secondly, the biggest problem is that they often focus on the wrong things. They focus on what can make money, not on their talents, on their talents. That's why their talent is on one side and they earn or try to earn on another. And when students come to me, the first thing I pay attention to is what they are talented in, what they do best. And after that, I teach them and guide them to focus only on what they are strong at, based on the principle of strengthening the strong. And here the question arises, how do I determine what I am strong at? How do I determine what I am talented at? Every person is talented. There are no untalented people. The Almighty created people, and each person has a purpose, talents, abilities, and temperament, which are given so that a person can fully reveal their abilities. In Islam, it is said that a person in the afterlife will be accountable for their actions, their body, and the talents and abilities they use. Did they use their talents? Did they develop them or not? This is a person's responsibility. Therefore, it's not just a matter of earnings, it's also about living a happy life. How can you determine your talent? A step-by-step plan. I created this based on the extensive literature I have read. Japanese concept of Ikigai, thanks to your experience and so on and so on. First, just make a list of what you love. Look, as many people as there are that many desires. Many people want different things, and it seems difficult to understand this diversity. In reality, all people want only three things. First, they want to have something, just like you. They want to have something, they want to be someone, and they want to do something. So the first step, write yourself 3 lists. The first list, what you want to have. Honestly, one-on-one, sitting alone, write what you want to have. Second, write a list of who you want to be. And the third list, write down what you would like to do. After you make these 3 lists, set the first and second lists aside because they can be achieved by setting goals. They are a byproduct of what you do. That is what you want, and who you want to be is a product of what you want to do. So you take the third list, what you want to do, and then you need to check if you are succeeding at it. Therefore, you should ask your loved ones, friends, and make a list of what they think you do well. Make the second list of what you think you do well. And the third list, just make a list of artifacts, various diplomas, awards, medals. Why were they given to you? Why were you given these medals, diplomas, certificates, and so on? And from these 3 lists, when you together with you add them up, and you will understand what is in each of these 3 lists. This will be what you are good at. Next, we are talking about earnings. And in order to earn, you need to understand from what you love and what you are good at. What do people need? Sometimes a person loves snowboarding and is good at it, but do people need this? You won't make money from this, you won't earn from this. So you can do it this way. You love to engage in snowboarding, you're good at it. What do people need? People don't need your snowboarding, they need their own. People need you to teach them to snowboard as well as you do. And in this way, from the first 2 things, you create a third list of what people need from what you love and what you are good at. And thus you already have 3 big lists to choose from. Next, write a list of what you think about every free minute. Write a list of what you are constantly developing yourself in. What videos you watch, what audio you listen to, what books you read, and write a list of activities for which you would be willing to pay. And thanks to this, you will understand what you are truly talented in, what abilities you have been given, and the temperament you possess. And by linking it with the list, what people need, you will understand what people are willing to pay for. In this way, you will clearly define your talent. After you have identified the talent, it may not be just one. There may be 2 or 3. Write down 2 or 3 activities in which you have talent. And after that, you can move forward and create a plan for future earnings. And for this, first formulate hypotheses. Any desire to earn money on something is, first and foremost, a hypothesis. The mistake of many businessmen is that they set an idea for themselves. I want to do this, build a factory, or open a bakery, or open a restaurant. Wait. I often tell him, wait, who said this will be successful? Well, he says, well, there are restaurants that work great. I say, wait, every case is unique. Yes, it works for him, but it's not a fact that it will be successful for you. Therefore, question any of your ideas and call it a hypothesis. Why is it important to call any of your ideas a hypothesis? Because you do not have exclusive rights to always be right. Everyone makes mistakes. We all make mistakes, and we need to minimize the consequences of our mistakes. So to minimize the consequences of our mistakes, we must set aside our ego. Otherwise, Moncheto, we won't admit our mistakes. The problem is that when we say, here's my idea, I want to open a restaurant. We keep working on this restaurant, even though it has long turned into a suitcase without a handle, hard to carry and a shame to abandon. And why do we do this? Because our ego doesn't agree with losing. It says, well, how about it? We are cool, we are smart, we said let's build a restaurant. So we build out of principle. That doesn't work in business. Call any of your ideas a hypothesis. And then when you call this idea a hypothesis, you give yourself the right to make a mistake, because a hypothesis implies that not every hypothesis works. Accordingly, the whole trick is to tiptoe past your ego without waking it, while acknowledging your mistaken decision if it was indeed mistaken. But if your hypothesis turns out to be correct and the metrics and numbers confirm that you are on the right track, then all you have to do is 1. Strengthen the strong, focus entirely on what you are good at, what brings you the most money, and you will be successful and wealthy.
There is this question. There are 2 types of people. There is an entrepreneur who, for example, by the age of 40, has changed 7 business niches, tried one, went bankrupt, closed, and started again. And there is a person who, also by the age of 40, has been working for 25 years at his small shoe manufacturing factory. Happy, everything is wonderful. What is the difference between these people? Is one of them on the wrong path, or should both have such a path?
On this topic, I often say that the main measure of success in life is happiness. If you feel happy, then the size of your business doesn't matter. After all, ultimately everyone wants, 100% of people want to be happy. In my life, I have met many wealthy people, but not all of them were happy. But I have never met a happy person who considered themselves unsuccessful. Therefore, when a person is involved in seeks, does a bunch of different businesses, changes fields of activity and so on, it's just a person on a journey. They are searching for their happiness. They haven't found it yet, because when they find their happiness, they will find peace. Happiness is definitely connected with calmness and with focus, concentration. Therefore, when he finds his own, he will find peace, and he will understand what to focus on and what to do, and he will be ready to do only this for his entire life. The case when a businessman is running his small business and this business might not even be growing, but he doesn't need it to. He is happy, he doesn't need to do anything, he is happy. One must live in the present moment and enjoy life.
So if he sees some advertisement from different bloggers saying that he actually needs to do something else like blogging, going to trade on marketplaces and so on, for him it will be a mistake. Yes, exactly.
For a person who runs their own business and feels happy, the question of scaling and growth does not arise. Why? Because one of the components of happiness is doing what you love. If you don't have a passion, you won't feel happy. By the way, I write about this in my book, Mission Possible, The Technology of a Happy Life. You can purchase it in any bookstore. It was released recently. When you're doing what you love, the question is not so much about how long to do it or whether to do it at all. The bigger question is how to stop. I have never seen passionate people doing what they love who don't want to grow, scale, and who don't want to engage in that work. Their problem is how to stop. That's why I say when you are doing what you love, the question of scaling and growth doesn't arise. It happens automatically because you simply enjoy doing it. When the question of scaling arises, whether to grow or not, or how to grow, it indicates that perhaps you do not love this activity enough and you are trying to grow this business through some tools or knowledge. Therefore, if you are happy, if you are engaged in some business, naturally you do it with quality, with heart, with good intentions. You will have more clients. More clients will lead to growth. I am sure many of you are doing what you love. Describe your feelings in the comments. After all, it's truly an enormous pleasure. Let others read about what it's like to do what you love and whether you have issues with scaling or with how to grow your business. Be sure to write and share your feelings.